Oh, hello there. I didn't see you. Hello. It is Team Monarch without our Craig, so rip. But we are here and we're going to be reviewing not one, not two, not fuck, wait, it was two. Two episodes of RWBY. How is everyone doing today?
A for effort.
Let's get off of me.
Yes, we've got two glorious episodes to consider, one of which had something we've been waiting for a long, long time, and was Another thing was a continuation of what we expected to happen, which was also
After all the time, after all of the volumes, after all the years, after all the humiliation, the insults I made to her, the criticism of her that has great points, and the whole entire Bumblejaws that she's nothing but a joke that should be killed off already. Cinder finally gotten a fucking backstory. God damn, yeah. And it's still shit.
That does nothing to explain why she's a power.
Exactly.
Not gonna lie. Wait. Backstory. Wait. Actually, no. I wouldn't call this backstory. No, I would call this a flashback.
It's a backstory. It's a backstory.
It's a flashback about a backstory.
Yes.
But it's essentially a backstory. It's a story about what happened to a character back in the past. Therefore, it is a backstory.
It is and the backstory is so
but her
short,
backstory.
It feels so meaningless. Then
it's called that.
But guys, we
sucky
saw.
Bad story. It's sucky,
Yes.
Okay.
But we saw her backstory in Volume 3 when she got the tattoo on her back. That was actual backstory.
I'll favor that over that any day.
That's the backstory to how she got her maiden powers. Not her childhood tragic backstory of how she murdered a huntsman. And mind you, she apparently hates huntsmen and huntresses, but when she was a kid, she strived to be one? What?
Can I point out how weak that huntsman was?
She admired them because they can go whatever they want and do whatever they want.
All right. I think we're jumping little things here. Let's go from the top, shall we? Let's go from the top of the episode. Let's go to when she was in that beautiful orphanage where she was getting bullied.
Always lovely when a childhood's backstory starts with being bullied.
Yeah.
I question how is Cinder getting all this crap, I'm wondering. Isn't it the funnest that gets most of this crap? Oh wait, sorry. That's been dropped.
Well, Nora got bullied, but I don't know. I guess that's because she was poor. I don't know.
Poor people.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You seen how she's in raggedy clothes and they're like toying bread with her?
Yeah.
I think Nora's like an orphan. She's an orphan in that village.
But then she didn't become an orphan. She got adopted. Yay!
Ren did not adopt Nora. Oh, we're talking Cinder. Oops.
Oh shit. Back to Cinder. So we begin with her in the estranged farm.
An orphanage. She's basically basically the janitor of the.
A few moments later.
She's the disrespected janitor. Anyone seeing parallels to Glinda?
Hey, at least Glinda gets paid.
I don't know if she gets paid. We don't know what their paycheck is.
She gets paid, just not enough to deal with Oz's shit.
They're being paid out of exposure.
So, like, of all the children, I wonder why are they playing around and Cinder's the only one who's just taking all this abuse. Not the stepsisters, I'm talking about the kids at the orphanage. Like, just see them playing around and toy with her while she's doing all this work. Shouldn't all the kids be abused? Like, realistically, shouldn't all the kids be, like, scrubbing floors and walls if the people who owns them who technically
Based on what the
owns
background
them?
shows, they lived in sheds.
Yeah. Though, what's it called? If I may give a reason why, I think it's because even the kids there know that Cinder's a trash character.
Yes.
They said, you're going to grow up to be a garbage character that loses pretty much every fight after she kills that one person. And after that one thing, your life goes downhill from here.
Sound familiar to what? I'm sorry, I'm just calling it like I see it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Anyway.
Okay, to be fair, she did win against the Queen Lancer and Marrow. That was it.
Yeah, and I've got words for that when we get to the next episode, but still on to Cinder. She gets adopted, wouldn't you know? Oh, how sweet.
And she's abused again. We got 2 evil stepsisters. Wait a minute. Isn't this sister? It's just more Cinderella than
Cinder is based off of Cinderella, so yes. That's the blatantly obvious point.
Yeah, like actually her prototype name before it was Cinder Fall was Cinderella. Like her last name was Ella, according to the to the writers, like way back in Volume 1, I think.
But Ella is not a color.
Nah.
Just change it to Fall.
Yeah, because the names have to be a color, something that is a color, or something that makes you think of a color.
Except
Fall
Ozpin.
makes you think of, autumn leaves, just red, orange leaves, and it's beautiful weather, and it's just what a nice looking scenery we got there.
Yeah, and keep in mind this. What's it called? They gave her the last name Fall before they thought of the Fall Maidens.
Oh yeah. And they probably gave Winter her name before they thought of the maidens too.
They thought of Winter and Summer before they thought of the maidens. Then, like, between Volume 2 and 3, before he died, Monty was like, yo, what if we had our own avatars? And then, what's it called? Because they didn't put because I'm not sure, like, the ideas around, the words around, like, the maidens are relatively vague. We don't know everything, not even Shane knew too much about the maidens from what I read.
Know about the maidens. The maidens are so mysterious
that
the characters don't even know. Does anyone see a problem with this?
I mean, it was just something they threw in there that to honor Monty's last cool idea. Although now we're seeing just how poorly thought out it was.
Now our attention is now on the relic people. The 4 relics. No, not the maidens. They're irrelevant. It's just the relics. They decided just, let's let the maidens be. Let's just say the maidens will open the door so they can keep them relevant. Okay. Now, the only person who's just after the maidens are just Cinder. I'll say let's have our eyes on the relics.
Do you want to know what would be interesting? If they even talked about the ending of the Great War and making the vaults. That would be so interesting to see the construction behind it. Like, what does the tree have to do with the spring one? Is it just there to look pretty?
I mean, Atlas doesn't have anything for winter, and Vale, from the looks of things, didn't have anything to do with fall, so They just call it like they see it.
According to Salem, the fall one was just hidden so well they couldn't find it.
It's up. You see, Ozpin hit it in a very special place. His ass.
How much do you want to bet it's under the carpet? How much do you want to bet? It is
no.
in his office.
What's it called?
Salem beneath the gears in his office.
No. What happened was, you see, Salem was just looking at the wrong safe. He's like, "There's another safe there," and everyone's like, "No, it's not in that safe. There's a sign saying this is not the relic."
I'll bet you 20 cookies. Cookies.
Cookies, I want them. Give me, please.
Please.
You'll have to press video twice if you want some cookies.
No, I don't want cookies.
I'd give cookies if I could. If I could teleport objects like freaking Sheep Girl, I would, but I can't. I'm sorry.
Listen, Fiona is precious, okay? So I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I'm just saying, if I could keep cookies there, I would.
Fiona's the only one in the Happy Hunt. Fiona's the only one in Happy Hunters that I tolerate. Fuck the others.
Fiona is a precious bean. I identify with precious beans.
Yeah.
Just because they're cute does not mean they're good.
We're meant to be talking about Cinder, not the best Sheep Girl.
The only Sheep Girl, mind you.
Hey, it still counts that she's best Sheep Girl if she's the only Sheep Girl.
That's still...
Process of elimination.
I mean, it was interesting that they made the fairy godmother a dude, and the dude was very interesting and willing to help, even though there really wasn't much he could have done to begin with. Because guess
he
what?
Could have taken her anyway.
Myself that. Why? Wait. What the fuck? He obviously sees that these people are abusing her. Why is he leaving?
Well, you do realize that...
and then coming back.
Here's the thing, Huner. I feel like this should have also been explained, as this isn't exactly the most obvious thing for people.
Okay.
The life of a huntsman is not meant for a child, especially.
Fair enough.
That's basically the equivalent of the child and the Mandalorian.
I can see that, but I suppose I can understand that to some extent. But the question becomes: do you take them because you feel they'll be safer with you, or do you leave them where they are, where they know their life is hell? And even if you just like ran away with her and then dumped her off at another orphanage, even though she'd fucking say,
I mean, the man should have a house
here, please.
I mean, the man should have a house of his own. Why the hell is he leaving her there when he could just taking her and just put her in his house, adopted her, and then he could still do his own mission. He could still do his own missions as a huntsman while coming back at home and training her whenever he's off.
Here's my
That's the problem I'm having. Fair on the point that a life of a huntsman is not a child, but he's already seen that this is a life that's for Cinder. She'd rather be with him than stay with there. Why is he not seeing it?
Well, I think what he was trying to do was to train Cinder for the huntsman exam, so that way by the time she's of age to be left with, I don't know, like getting sued or something, I don't know. People are rich, they find ways. If they like just somehow, they just have to wait until she's of age, and then she can just walk out. And here's the thing. Why couldn't she just take the bracelet off when she's in her private room? There is no reason.
No, I mean, the only I've got a counter for that now, if you'll hear me.
Okay.
Okay, well, what's it called? I think it more so along the lines of abuse. If she takes it off, they get another one, only it shocks her more. They take it off. Oh, you want to be smart, do you? Amp up the wattage. Amp up the wattage again. Keep going. Oh no, you want to keep taking it off? Go ahead. I'll give you a new one.
They should have showed that in the show.
I know they should have shown that.
This is why details are very important. What they could have done at least is that, like, as a kid, if she tries to take it off, the little remote thing that the stepmom has does, like, a little alert or something.
Yeah. Details like that would be helpful, but then who needs details? This is RWBY. We don't need details, even though, like, a lot of the cool things about our show are about details.
You know what? This year we're doing boycotting around the whole entire world. I thought we started some boycotting around the server to all rally up with me to reboot RWBY.
No. So sorry, but no, that sounds boring.
Mm.
I
mean, what's it called? I'd be down for it, but that's a long and arduous
I don't want
process.
to have to deal with the wasps.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So anyway, she gets to be what's it called? Everyone's favorite janitor a second time, only with even more jobs because she's so good at it.
Yep.
And we get a Casey song.
Listen, don't get me wrong. I liked the music. The music slaps. The backstory just could really use some work.
Yeah.
And like I said, you could just put some small thing to show why she wants power. Because what this backstory is telling me is that she doesn't want power, she wants freedom.
Which, if I were to give the writers any credit at all, I'd think I won't because I think it's too smart for them. I hesitate to give them credit because they seem to be good at ruining characters after I give them credit.
Don't
I mean,
get me wrong.
would.
I'm sure the writers do have their nice moments. Like, for example, in Volume 7 with Weiss and Winter. I loved that scene.
Yeah, like what's it called? They have some moments, but then at other times you're like, what do you mean that wasn't what you were going for? Do you know that Robin in Volume 7, the two things they didn't want her character to be was equivalent to Robin Hood, which she was because she was obviously based off the character, and after the whole political thing, she goes on to steal things and to not be political.
Don't get me wrong. Robin, okay, here's the thing. I hated Robin in Volume 7. Now with Volume 8, I like her character because she doesn't need to do anything. She just talks and gives her and just show her personality, because there was no personality in Volume 7. It was just politics. When Robin's dealing with politics, she can go live in a dumpster. But she's decent in Volume 8 because now she doesn't have to worry about politics. Instead, she gets to be the ray of sunshine for Crow. And not gonna lie, that pair up isn't too terrible. Do I ship it? No.
A few moments later.
Like, wouldn't she be like overworked every day considering like the labor she's meant to be doing? Plunge the toilet, make the food, and like with the way they throw the food at her at the start when she goes food, like the way they just throw the food to her. We're meant to imply that she's malnourished and stuff, aren't we?
Yeah.
So then she shouldn't have any energy to like do all the training. I get like perseverance can conquer all forever. It's good for 3 seconds. Then after you start thinking about it, you see as many holes as far as the eye can see.
It has more holes than a slice of Swiss cheese. You can quote me on that. I don't care. It has more holes than a slice of Swiss cheese.
Yeah. And that's
or have it has. Wait, I got a big one. It has an even bigger hole than that bullfrog from Family Guy.
Yeah, that went downhill.
Boo!
Boo! Get off the stage! Throws a tomato at your face. Get off the stage.
I got your Cinder backstories from outside.
I'm gonna get the giant cane that they used to drag people off.
Yeah. Or better yet, get one of the huntsman's swords that Cinder gets that the family only now suddenly cares about when they find it.
It's Cinder. She has a weapon. What are they gonna do?
Gasp, she's going to kill us all, even though she probably could have done that with like a kitchen knife or something.
And honestly, since she's psycho, she probably would have done a kitchen knife because it's duller, so that way they would have had much more pain.
Yeah.
Therefore, they would have suffered more.
Also, I want to point out when she does go to kill the kids, Do you realize? Look at when the way she's choking. What's it called? The Madame, or what? I don't know what her name is. I think they list her as
call
like
her the
Madame
Karen.
something.
She looks like a Karen.
Okay, Karen works. But when
Which
she's
kid
choking Karen,
raises her kids? Sorry.
yeah, when she's choking Karen, do we all notice that she's holding Karen with one hand?
Yeah.
Stop and think
You do
about that.
realize with that
How-
hand, she could have burned it, and then that would have just been easier.
How the
I mean,
hell
I'm
is
just
she
thinking
able
about,
to
like, how
break her neck
like,
with
wide her
one
hand.
tiny hand? How is
She
she
suffocated.
able
It didn't break her neck.
to... I believe it was like a... I heard a bone crack when
That
she
was
fell
because-
down.
I thought that was from the remote that the lady dropped.
Quite a bit.
No, because when she choked her, I believe there was a certain bone crack, and then she fell down on the floor dead. That's how I believe. She broke her neck, and how the hell is she doing? How the hell did she do that?
Well, either way, her tiny hand shouldn't have been able to strangle her, let alone crush her neck. So we can say that Cinder's really buff, apparently.
From all that training montages, am I right?
It's a shame they just didn't have the frickin' Rocky music going on. It's the eye of the tiger. It's the...
All right.
Yeah.
And also,
But then, of course, the huntsman comes in and he's like, Le gasp. And Cinder's like, look, I did it. I'm free.
now I have to arrest you for committing a crime.
Despite the fact that that this family was abusing you, which
Murder is murder, okay?
murder is murder, and so is child abuse.
Oh yeah, child abuse is not
Which I think,
since they're rich, it's not gonna. You can easily just pay the judge and then you can kiss your freedom goodbye, because that's
mean,
what
I
being
suppose
rich
that
does
works.
to you.
I mean, I suppose that works, but then, like, she shocked her in, like, open public. So the society, to some extent, Atlas's society, the same society that our heroes are trying to save.
There's a society, people. There's a society.
This society is
There's a
this society is
society.
pro child labor and pro frickin' thing.
We
Oh,
live in a society. Put that photo up on the edit and just put it up by the center, please. Please.
They laugh at me because I'm crazy. I laugh at them.
No, here, look at the
Look at
Look it up on the board. It's right there. Just turn around, look at He's trying to hold
You want to
it
know
in
how
the
I
light.
got these scars, Ruby?
No! hold on, do it again. Do it again.
You want to know how I got these scars, Ruby?
How? How did you get the scars?
That's a good question. You see, when I was a little girl, I had parents.
Weren't you?
They weren't very nice to me.
But aren't you? But I'm sorry to assume genders. I don't understand.
You see, Ruby, when you've been through as many scars as I have, gender means nothing.
Okay. What pronouns do you use?
You see, when you've had so many scars like me, you don't need pronouns.
But okay then. Non-binary rights, yay!
You don't need pronouns. You just need funny and scars. Would you like a scar,
okay.
Ruby? I can give you one right over that eye of yours.
Knight, is there an asylum I can call, please? I'm scared.
No fear, Ruby. I have help. Security. Yeah.
Then the huntsman shows up.
Cinder.
I am cold vengeance.
You're a wasted potential of a character.
I am the huntsman with my beautiful wonders eye.
Right, yes, we're talking about Cinder joke in society. How about another joke, Mr. Huntsman? What did you get when you crossed an abused orphan with a society that looks down on her and treats her like crap?
I don't know what you get. Do you want a cookie?
No.
I have a cookie for
What
you.
you get? I'll tell you what you get.
It's chocolate chip. I promise it's not oatmeal raisin. Just take it.
But you see, that's what drove Cinder to madness. That lie.
The cookies were oatmeal raisin. Cinder
That's the
got
real
upset
reason she
because
wants.
the cookies were oatmeal raisin instead of chocolate chip.
That's why she went insane. She's like, I've been lied to. The cookie was a lie. I will take my vengeance on this world. I will destroy it all. I will gain power and burn it all. You want to know how I got these scars?
I'm gonna change the topic. I'm gonna change the topic with an overall question.
I was gonna change it back to like, why are we support what that? I was gonna highlight that what's it called? This is a society that's pro child abuse. Why is Team RWBY saving this society?
Because that's what they want to do, apparently. They want to save the world.
Like, between this and the next episode, I don't think that they're not giving me a case to care for Atlas.
Why should we care for Atlas? Why should we let it burn? Why shouldn't we just let it burn?
I mean, I already don't care for this planet because the people on this planet, like the general populace of Remnant, is stupider than the NPCs generated by the original Animus in the Assassin's Creed 1, and they were stupid enough to believe that the assassin, when you're playing as the assassin jumping around on buildings, they think that drinking alcohol caused you to do that.
Yeah, drinking alcohol is gonna give you massive agility and jump
parkour
from room
skills. Must be drinking the good stuff.
Man, they must be enjoying that top shelf right there. I'm gonna go do some hardcore parkour, am I right? Okay,
So,
moving it back to RWBY, I have a question for you both.
Yes.
If you could take one prop from RWBY, not like costumes, items, or anything, this includes weapons, relics, or like, I don't know, any sort of like prop item, what would you take?
Like a weapon from RWBY?
It could be a weapon,
How
it could be
meta
an
can we
it could be a weapon, it could be an item, it could even be a relic.
How meta can I get?
If you say Glinda's weapon, I swear to God.
No, what's it called? I ask how meta I can get because my first instinct is the pen that the writers use to write the show.
That I meant in RWBY.
I mean, what's it called? That's technically in RWBY.
No, it's not. That's an epic gamer move, and I see what you're trying to do, but you can't do that. It has to be in Remnant.
Ooh. Stupid rules. Flips the table.
You're the one that tried to find a loophole. Get out.
Can we add RWBY saying the sword of might? Basic sword of might.
Destruction.
Yes. It slayed it slayed dragons. It slayed Hyrugen. So it's badass, you know.
Okay, I think I know what I get. I get the Staff of Creation.
Two things I would take. Actually, you know what? I have three different things I would take. One, I would take Ember Celica. Two,
Fair.
Crow's Flask.
Yes. That thing's
Uh,
destruction.
Yes. It slayed it slayed dragons. It slayed Hyrugian. So it's
when did it
badass
slay
enough.
dragons?
Okay, I think I know what I get. I get the Staff of Creation.
Two things I would take. Actually, you know what? I have three different things I would take. One, I would take Ember Celica.
Fair.
Two, Crow's Flask.
Yes. That
I
thing's
fill it with
bottomless.
apple juice. I fill it with apple juice, guys. I promise.
Apple juice, sure.
Shut up. And I'd go with the Crown of Choice.
Okay. What's it called? If I can't get the pen, the three things I'd
Yeah.
take, I'd probably
For me-
take Crow's Scythe. Crow's Scythe is, I think, dope.
Good luck
Uh,
carrying that massive thing around, let me tell ya.
The scale of three weapons I take.
I would have said
first-
Jean,
Hold on,
but
hold
then
on,
I
hold on,
remember
hold on.
Jean has the stupid, what's it called? The shield blade, which is just the dumbest thing ever. I hate that thing.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. You know, repeat that. What would you take?
What's it called? What's it called? If I wanted a reasonable sword, I would have taken Jean's sword, but then I remembered.
Pheromones?
Yeah, Croquis Amours. But then I remember that Jean's sword has got that stupid shield extension. That shield extension is such stupidity for a number of reasons.
Are we talking about
Well,
swords?
the whole
If someone
point of
take-
it is supposed to be. The whole point of that weapon is to be old-fashioned, like Great Wartime. So it's a
Oh, it's meant
normal
to be old-
sword that, like, with a shield that, like, gets smaller.
No, I mean, like, you remember when in Volume 4 where the Nuck fight, where Jean uses the shield blade?
Oh yeah.
That's the sole reason I don't want that weapon anymore.
You can just leave it as a normal sword and shield.
I
It
know,
doesn't have
but-
to be a great sword. You could just
No,
not use the great sword.
It's not a great sword, though. I know.
It's called
like,
no. It's what the weapon is called. The weapon is called a great sword. If it's a giant sword that you have to like carry with two hands, I believe it's called a great sword. A great sword.
it is
Anyone
called a
watching
great
this in the comment section or live chat, whatever, feel free to just correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's called a great sword.
I leave when
And-
the talk about
like
when John's sword and the shield merge. That
Great-
should be a great sword.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The big one, not the normal average one.
Yeah, I know, and I still have problems with it. Like Jean's sword as it is now, it's meant to look like an arming sword, but the way considering its length and the fact that its handle and like you can like I used to be like really good into swords. That's why I abhor the sword. I'll tell you why it's a bad sword.
Okay.
Okay, so first off, Jean's sword is somewhere between a great sword, or more accurately, a bastard sword, and a standard arming sword, because it's got enough of a handle to be held with two hands, as Jean does, right?
Mm-hmm. By the way, feel free to guys just tune out for a second because he's gonna be on a rant for a while.
Fair enough,
Yeah.
but I'm going to explain to the audience then. If you don't want to listen to me, I'll tell you all. So that's
That's a
part of it.
scary threat, especially
Guys,
considering what he-
Okay, fine. I'll keep.
To not go through High Hunter's rant, skip to this button. If not, if you want to stay around the ride, keep watching.
if you wanna hear our epic narrator man talk about swords for what 5 minutes straight.
But I'll keep it short then. The two things that screw over that sword is the fact that the shield is on the sword. Because remember the joke made about that RWBY makes about the sword having weight, the shield having weight, even when
Yeah.
it's collapsed.
Yeah, that's how physics is.
Yeah, that's how physics is. But then physics would also say that that sword is now massively unbalanced and not usable as a sword. Even if it does have a blade, it's not a sword anymore. It's a giant fucking stick with it's a giant fucking stick with a massive weight on the end.
That's why
That's-
it's hella heavy.
Yes, and no, like that thing would that thing would be like the same physics would apply to like the Buster Sword. I know it's the rule of cool and everything, but like for the sword that's meant to be like the coolest, like the most normal looking sword, that I always thought that was appealing about Croakiamore's personally. But like, it was a normal looking sword that had like this one function that was kind of cool.
You know what they should have done with the upgrade with the shield?
Yep.
You could have just had like one dialogue where the blacksmith explains just for like a quick second that he repaired it with a more lightweight metal.
That would, well, what's it called? I suppose we're meant to assume that like we can assume that gravity dust like makes things lighter to some extent. So if you want to use that excuse, but I think that's too cool for Miles and Carrie
Too
to
much
have
dust.
I'm sorry, I'm not prepared to give them credit where it's not due.
I'm sorry. Don't get me wrong, viewers. That does not mean we hate the show. We enjoy the show. I personally love the show, and the music slaps. We just
Like, the
know
show's
what's wrong. We just want to talk about certain things that make it so confusing. Consider it more of an analysis than a complaint. There.
Exactly.
Yes, criticism, not hate.
Good.
We are not toxic.
I'd take Crow's sword because that's cool. That's a cool weapon in my opinion. I'd take the Staff of Creation to make a better show.
Shut up! Shut up! Shots fired.
I do the same. That's asking the third weapon.
But I could take the next best thing. And then as well as that, I'd probably take the knowledge as well. Just so I could say hi to Jin every now and then.
I'd say honestly, yes. I agree with High Hunter. With my honestly, I forgot that we're saying 3. For my 3, as of course being Blaze's weapon, if we're adding RWBY Z, the Staff of Creation, so I can make RWBY Z canon, though that's already canon in this channel and server. Canon in general, Relic Staff of Creation. What do you mean? What do you mean? You're in the series in general.
Not anymore. It disappears.
Also, as for swords, if it had to be in RWBY, that would have to be Wilton Blush. Not gonna lie, mostly because it was based off of Metal Gear, and I was huge, right? Like the whole entire
think it was. That's what
the
people
whole
think
entire moveset. And with Adam's moveset, it might be so much of Metal Gear Rising, so much that I favor the sword.
It's not Metal Gear Rising. It's from another anime, but what's it called?
I know what it is. Gyro is. It was like the Kagura sword. That it was a Kagura sword from Re:Zero, right?
Yeah, it was something like that. I can't remember. That sounds about right, though. Guy something. But
yeah,
everyone. But because that happened around the same time Metal Gear Rising was coming out, which had the shoot sword as well, that everyone was making comparisons to that. But it's not. I'm telling you now, it's not. Monty said so.
But so the weapon that I would take is Wilton Blush.
Wilton Blush is cool. Wilton Blush is cool. I like it.
Yeah.
Okay,
cool.
Actually, to be honest, which of the Aesop's weapons do you like the most?
Lucky Charm.
I believe we know the easy answer.
Lucky Charm. Nonetheless, all the weapons I care less about. Just give me my Lucky Charms, and that's just it.
They're magically delicious. Nah, my favorite weapon this is probably the general consensus, because not gonna lie, most of them are pretty boring. I would say Marrow's weapon. Fetch.
I said Clover's because I think Clover's. I would have said Clover's because Clover's you can do a couple cool things with it. Marrow's, the boomerang is cool. The gun is generic.
It's a chainsaw boomerang.
That's cool. And the fact that it could be used as like things, but then you've got the generic gun mode. Oh, look.
I forgot it was a gun. I thought that was just a normal Atlas weapon.
No, it's a gun. Come on, stick with the program, sweetheart. It's also a gun.
If only I can get my if only I can get my skinny self to work out and bulk up, I think I can handle Helm's weapon Timber.
You wanna bulk up? Do 50 reps now.
Just take Nora's workout regime.
I
Bitch!
usually
Bitch this! 675 reps! Ah!
yeah. Gohan's Goku's training reps is better. No, I'd probably die.
No, you would just die.
According to Death Battle, Caboose is stronger than Goku, so you know.
Yes. Speaking of which, if y'all thought the drip Goku was better, take a look at this. Duh.
What on earth is that? Is that Caboose with a... What? Explain it. What? Keep in mind, I've never seen a single episode of Dragon Ball, and to you guys, I'm pretty much an uncultured swine. What?
Sorry,
What does this have to do with Dragon Ball?
So there's
just a comment in the Red versus Blue Death Battle that they said that Caboose can survive 10 times the gravity in Spies, whereas Goku had to train for it. Therefore, Caboose is stronger than Goku.
Yeah, you see him with that supreme drip. Ugh. I said drip. Ew.
She said dead. Anyway,
Class,
this so
today we're going to be learning about booby traps.
yeah, she said trap.
Keyword. She said booby and then she said trap.
The line is she said trap. Get it right, Midnight. Get it right. Get it right.
Flan.
How can you booby trap Flan?
Flan. Is it low fat?
What does that have to do with anything?
But it's just a stick of dynamite in a cake.
You are clearly not grasping this concept. See? Now when you lean in to blow out the candles...
Cinder?
Yes, Tuner. What could you possibly not understand about this concept? Oh. Happy birthday! I hate teachers.
I'm weirded out.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
And that, kids, is how we did shit.
I miss Uncle Lincoln.
And that, kids, is how I exploded Ruby Z. It never saw the light of day ever again.
That's all, folks. It's been fun, but now we got to disappear. Into
Stay tuned for our next episode review. Bye-bye.
Yeet. Wait, we still have episode 6.
Ah, that's right. I said we were doing
we're still meant to be talking about how weak the hunter is because he went down in like 2 slashes. Seriously.
Can we just get back to the present? We're talking so much about the past.
All right, whatever. Shut up. Next episode.
Cinder and the 2 slashes.
We already made fun of her enough. Okay, next episode.
Okay.
This is why I have to be the voice of reason among you chaotic idiots.